I'm really sorry.
Well, once I get started, it'll be fine.
It's just you and I just talking about our OTPs. That's
I mean, pretty much, that's what this is gonna be. So yeah, screw it. Okay, we're rating anime couples. That's what we're doing. I've compiled a list of every romance anime that I've seen, as well as my guest for today, Staycee.
hello.
So yeah, real quick, we'll just go over the ranking system. We have OTP, like the best of the best, the cutest of the cutest. For reference, Stacey, we only have to discuss this. Takeo and Yamato.
Yeah, we do not have to discuss
Yeah,
it.
no.
We both know.
Basically, if we're picking an OTP, they are the bar we are measuring them again. Yeah, A, B, C, D, yeah. Absolute hot garbage. And then jail. Because anime is anime, and jail is jail. Grab one. Hey, grab Toradora first.
Honestly, and I hate to do this, I also think Toradora, like, I think that they are also going to be an OTP.
Yeah, so, like, Toradora does... It's a trope that, like, I hate it when it's overdone, but Toradora does it really well. Of, like, the enemies becoming, love interests.
I mean, they weren't even really enemies so much
No.
as they had a deal going.
Yeah, there's, like...
They were business partners, really.
This was all just a one giant transaction that went awry.
It was.
But the scene of Ryuji carrying Taiga in the snow. Oh my god, that's right. It was like, yeah, this show is amazing.
I'm loving Ryuji, and I'm like, oh my god, thank you. This is a huge payoff.
All right, Mayo Chiki. I'm not putting it in B. I need to remind myself. All I remember about Mayo Chiki is that it's a garbage manga that I read, and it's like, wow, this is trash. I really liked this trash. I need to go watch the show now, and the show was worse. There. Alright, so, yeah, I'm gonna throw Mayo Chiki in the way I watched that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right, the one I was surprised that you had read, like, any of, but you already explained yourself, The Disappearance of Nagato Yuki-chan.
Right,
Do you remember much about that?
I remember almost none of it.
God, I'm gonna come in here with, like, a hot take. Because it did not get received very well. Okay, so my hot take is that I love this show, and I love the Nagato x Kyon pairing. I want to put it in A tier. Because this show adds so much freaking layers, like so many layers to the movie and the original series. Because there's a point in the middle of the show where, like, the two Nagatos from the two different timelines start to kind of, like, bleed into each other. And we kind of learn about how the feelings that this Nagato has and is trying to confess to Kyon are feelings that she had in the original show as well, but because of who she was, she literally could not say anything. Not to further exclude you, but I feel like might as well just go straight into Haruhi from here.
Right.
And just continue alienating my fan base that I have, and with the hot takes.
So you like Kyon and Yuki better than Kyon and Haruhi.
Yeah, I'm dropping them to C tier. But this is more of like the problem with like tsundere in this is like the actual freaking abusive tsundere where it's like
Right, it wasn't the tsundere that was perfectly done in Toradora.
Let's do Love Tyrant.
Love Tyrant should be an absolute hot garbage. I'm not gonna lie.
I was gonna say, who is the main ship in Love Tyrant? Because
I guess Guri and the main guy, but he's already kind of with.
He's with like extremely yandere chick.
Yeah. She's like the yandere, but then also her cousin is in love with her, and
God, it's so bad.
Yeah, so these people are all forced into a relationship, and some of them kind of like each other, and some of them kind of hate each other. And there's one girl in it who is very not okay at all. Okay, so that is Kami-sama Kiss.
All right.
It is my second favorite anime of all time. I absolutely adore it. I read the whole manga, but I will say that it might have to go into jail category because he is like 500.
And how old is she?
I think she's 16. So she's in her late teens. I don't remember exactly how old she is, but
you can just say jail and leave it at that if you want.
You can leave it at jail, but I will say that it's one of my favorite mangas and anime of all time.
I've seen enough of Nozaki-kun that we can chat about Nozaki-kun.
I loved it. At least B or A tier, in my opinion.
I think the show is extremely cute.
It's so cute.
I think she. God, what's her name again? Oh my God, help me.
I love it, and the ensemble
Getcha.
cast is so good to back up this romance. I love it. I loved this show, and it's like one of the most fire opening themes.
The thing is,
I think I would like this to be in either A or B tier. It is kind of up in the air at the end.
Nisekoi.
Okay.
Anyone on my channel might remember my angry rant video about Nisekoi and my opinions about it. Canonical ship being with Raku and Chitoge, which, again, people should be aware of my opinions on. I don't actually think it's a hot garbage. I'm probably just being salty, but I'm dropping into D tier.
Yep.
Again, that's probably me just being a salty bitch, but that's where I'm putting it. Helpful Fox.
It is extremely cute. It's very wholesome. So this fox goddess shows up at this guy's house. He's a salaryman. He works way too many hours. Doesn't take care of himself. And she basically shows up and she's like, I'm gonna take care of him. I'm gonna make sure that he's always eating good food and takes care of himself and all that. For me, their relationship seems less romantic and more of a caregiving kind of platonic relationship. So I was very surprised to see this listed under romance at all.
Now,
Yes.
I have to ask the question. This is a case of, oh, but she's actually a blank-year-old fox goddess, right?
So she's actually like 800 or 500 or whatever.
Okay, do we call this jail, or do we say no because she's actually 500?
That's hard because I also want to go back and be like, hey, I feel like I just gave Kami-sama Kiss a really bad rap when it is absolutely not the case, because it is one of my favorites of all time and it's beautiful.
Oh yeah, here we go. Here's a sentence for people to take out of context. Just because it's jail-worthy does not mean it's bad.
Just because it's jail-worthy does not mean it's bad. I agree. Don't take that out of context either.
Stacey, where do you in your heart of hearts say this should go?
D. Then.
D?
Yeah.
Alright, so we'll move into My Next Life as a Villainess. Recent show.
I didn't see this one.
She, accidentally ends up building a harem of every male and female character in the game. But because she has a main character syndrome, she's not aware of that. The main character, Katarina, and Maria, the heroine of the game. It's not my favorite ship, which is why I'm not going to put it as high as it probably should go, because I'm bitter about that.
Right.
But they're cute enough.
This list is going to be incredibly biased.
Oh yeah, super. I'd probably put it at a good strong B.
Let's see, what are we doing here?
Want to grab Yuri on Ice?
I'm sorry, that's OTP again for me.
I was gonna say, not even really a question.
We don't have to really talk about it. It's beautiful.
I have no idea what my husband is saying. I would say a strong A. I'm not as attached to them, maybe just because I didn't have as much time to grow attached to them.
Right.
But they're married for one. That's already a strong couple right there.
That's always nice to see.
What I like about the show is it does a very good job of showing oh hey, you don't need to have a crap ton of common interests to find love with someone. It's we can be different people and still treasure the hell out of each other. But oh hey, you're lying April.
So you're just I'm guessing the award we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, I'd say the quote canonical or accepted ship would be Kosei and April. That's her name now.
It's not at all.
Her name is April.
I don't remember her name.
Her name is April. I'm gonna look it up.
That is not accurate.
It's accurate enough.
For me, this is a C, maybe a high D. I know people were
yeah, I know you are not a fan of this ship.
I didn't dislike it, but it's just I found that relationship to be very predictable as I was watching it.
Kaori, that's what it was. Yeah, I can get behind that. Yeah, I'll accept your C territory. All right, Rascal does not dream of a bunny girl senpai.
Hard C or D.
Really?
Or hard C, I guess.
Really? I think they have more going for them, definitely. Than...
I do like them. I only got through the first portion of the show.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll put it at high C for now.
High C. It could be low B.
When we come back around, I'm probably gonna argue for low B.
You can put it in there right now. You can put it in low B.
Okay, cool. I just think they both did a lot for each other, and they're evolving as people which I think was nice to watch, which I think is why I like the relationship a little bit more. I definitely don't think it's A tier, so I think low B is fair.
Right.
Orange, which, wow, I do not remember very well.
Put that in what I watched. Wait, I watched that then, because I have no idea. I have not seen one.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at way I watched that because I can't remember enough about it. It was like an okay show. I watched it after another rom-com that was way better, but I don't remember which rom-com that was.
Something on this list, I'm sure. So Yana of the Dawn, I would put at C.
Oh, okay.
Where it's sort of like the princess is sort of like on the lam because her cousin, who she was supposed to marry, killed her dad to become king. But her bodyguard is very like in love with her as time passes. You see it, and it's sweet.
Hi.
But yeah, solid C. That's it. I don't have more of an opinion than that.
Kaguya-sama Love is War. I'm torn on how to rate this one because the shenanigans between the main couple are great, and there's a lot of really cute moments. There's a lot of really frustrating moments, it's a lot of fun to watch. That being said, they're not a couple. Because the entire shtick is they're like, yeah, I like this person, but I need them to admit it first, because I can't show weakness by being the first person to admit it. Which, like, yeah, great premise, but, like, as a couple...
So are you thinking, so would you, like, put this in A
I would
establish at the end, or are you thinking, like, high B?
If we could get some establishment, I would put them at A. I think for now, put them at, like, a low B.
Put them at B.
Ancient Magus Bride.
That's jail, sorry.
Yeah, that's a straight-up jail. That's unfortunate.
So it is jail.
Yeah.
The show is absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, the show is gorgeous. It's world-building the show, which is great. But yeah, go figure. When you're an old sorcerer man and you purchase a young girl, like from like a freaking slave auction.
She's not your fiance. She's your property. Like he purchased her. Like
in his defense, he did buy her. Then was like, okay, yeah, if you want to go, feel free. But like, if you want to stay and learn some dope ass magic, hang around. Also, really be my bride.
I really like both of these characters, but when you start a show off with like she's 15 and is basically a slave, and then he buys her and takes her home.
Yeah, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. Masamune-kun's revenge. I want to throw that into absolute hot garbage. So his plan is, I'm gonna get you to fall in love with me, so I can break your heart in the end.
Damn.
And it's like, okay, I don't really care if they end up being like, oh wait, I actually like you. It's like, based on what I know right now. No, I don't want a relationship that's been formed on the premise of revenge. Because that's just bad. Gamers. Ooh.
What do you think the main ship in Gamers is?
You know what? Let's ignore the main character. Let's go for the only relationship that's actually established. Augury and whatever the hell his name is. And those two are freaking adorable. I mean, she at least is adorable. Oh my god.
To me, that couple makes the show worth it. I did really like... the established couple, him finding out that she fell in love with him when he was like a nerd and when he thought he was like ugly and unpopular, and but that's when she fell in love.
Okay, hold on though. That jogs my memory though a little bit, because she fell in love with him when he was a nerd and whatnot, and he's playing all his games, and he mentioned at one point, oh yeah, I love girls with pink hair, so she dyed her hair to suit his taste, and then forced herself to start playing games to try to become the girl that he would want. I'm not super into the idea of I need to change who I am to get this dude.
Yeah, I would put it
I think they're adorable, but I think premise-wise, it's kind of bad. A quite complex guide to manners and hostile behavior. It's another show where, like, I know that I watched it, and I know that I enjoyed it, and I think it actually had, like, a relatively satisfying-ish payoff, but I don't remember enough to
Fair enough.
actually comment on it.
Okay, so Meiji Tokyo Renka I would put at a C. They're all historical figures that I'm not super familiar with, but he takes her in because everyone thinks she's super weird because she's got like her mini skirt on and everything, and they're like, oh my god. And he's like, oh yeah, of course, she's my fiance, and everyone was like, excuse me? Yeah, I would put it at C. I don't remember how old anyone is in this show.
Well, what we don't know, the law can't hunt us for.
Yeah, sure.
I don't think that's true either.
I'd like to not be an accessory to you saying that. Put that out there.
Nope.
I did not like Kokoro Connect.
I loved Kokoro Connect.
What are you even calling the main ship in here?
I would say the main chip would have to be Taichi and Inaba, or yeah, Inaba, that was her name.
I just hated Inaba so much. I liked him and Iori, and
I
then
did
it's
too.
like, I liked them a lot better. I greatly did not like Inaba.
God, you go into like discussions about this show, and people are like, "Oh, I hate Iori. She's so annoying." It's like she's
no,
cute.
I really liked Iori. I didn't like Inaba very much.
Yeah.
But she basically, for like the first half of the anime, she's like, "Oh my god, I really want him and Iori to get together," and like she pushes them together, and then like one episode later, she's like, "Actually, I'm in love with him, and I'm angry that you guys are spending time together." So, but Inaba and Taichi would be hot garbage for me.
Ooh, really?
Yes. Taichi and Iori would be like, I guess, C.
I would like to do a compromise with you and put Taichi and Inaba in D tier.
I will let you put it into D tier because I know that my opinion on it is probably a little bit...
It's trash, don't worry.
It's not trash.
Okay, well, let's switch gears to Ouran High School Host Club.
This is either high A or OTP for me.
I don't know if I put Haruhi X Tamaki at OTP. I think
Really?
A definitely, but I don't think I would go for OTP. Let's get our own thirst for Tamaki aside for a second.
Tamaki is swoon, though.
I understand that, but this is about Haruhi X Tamaki.
Yeah, and I think that they are the only clear romance.
Well, yeah, but like they might be the only clear romance, but
they
like
are
that doesn't.
the obvious love interest. Everybody else is the homosexual supporting cast.
Suraidure Children, I'm not. First off, I'm not putting it into D before anyone freaks out. I think it needs to make a new tier.
What? Okay.
Yeah, hold on a second, because the show.
Oh, it's getting its own.
The show is its own. The show is about ships. Each episode is a new pairing of characters. So like,
so there's no established.
you can't call anyone a canonical pairing because there's so many. It's a great show, and if you're looking for the high that you get from seeing people confess their feelings in anime, watch this show, because it's just non-stop that. Kiss him, not me.
This would be... I haven't seen the show. I've seen bits of it. Unfortunately, I would have to put this in either D or absolute hot garbage, on the premise that it very much says, hey, starve yourself until you're thin, and then guys will think you're pretty and want to be your boyfriend.
Yeah.
That is what this show says.
And that's extremely valid. I'm willing to put in...
You can return to it if you want, but it's just... the premise of it, it sends a...
It's one of those shows where it's actually generally a fun show to watch. The premise is very off-putting, and you have to be able to get past that to enjoy the show. Okay, I've not seen it, but quintessential.
You have not seen quintessential quintuplets.
It's on my list. I thought it.
Put this at C, I think, because the relationship isn't established. You know that he ends up marrying one of them. I think there's a very clear best girl in this. Most people agree on it. So I would put it at C.
As Miss Beelzebub likes, which may have been, I think, the first like non-AMV mixtape related video that I did on my channel was about this show. The fluffiest anime you'll ever watch.
Yes. I watched it.
I think I'm gonna put that in like a low B tier.
Like you can just see how much more pastel it is than all the other squares.
Oh yeah. There's not a lot of development again, but like by the end of it, we can see Beelzebub like kind of having a few months of like, whoa, why do I suddenly like care about taking care of him? Why do I suddenly like care about how he's feeling and how he's doing?
Okay, Yamada's first
time, you were just telling me about this one. It sounds good.
Which is extremely funny. I would put it like B or C. So the main relationship, it's what makes the show good. So I would maybe put it at low B.
Okay.
Main character is like, she starts out the school year and she's like, I want to be like top A like slut. Like I want to have sex with 100 guys. And then when she meets her first guy that she plans on sleeping with, a very cute sort of romance blossoms between them.
Clanad. God, I don't want to put it into the way I watched that category because I do remember a lot about this show, but the relationship was not my main focus when watching it. I was too busy like trying to keep myself emotionally intact.
So it was like a side thought.
Yeah, it was not. It was
Like,
definitely not a side thought. Like, and I'd say in Clannad After Story, it's like super the main focus. They are really cute together. All right, go for it, Stacey.
Uzaki-chan wants to hang out is very stupid funny.
Her boobs are so big.
They're very big. She's very disproportionate, but she's very funny. Their relationship I would put at, I guess, a B. I don't actually. Can we move Yamada's first time down? Like move it to like high
Okay.
C. Like I don't think it deserves B. No, they are both in college, and there's a lot of really great scenes. Like she gets drunk for the first time, and so like there's a lot of that involved in it where it's very funny.
Okay.
And like he tries to take care of drunk her, and it's very modern. It's very good.
For some reason, I thought she was a lot younger than that. So I guess that helps remove some of the stigma I was having towards it.
She's a sophomore and he's a junior in college. They are both adults.
Okay. All right. Darling in the Franxx. 02 X Hero. What?
People love that shit. People love them. People love 02, I think.
Say people are horny for 02. Let's clear that up right now. I don't not support the ship. I think there are some concerns about the relationship that Ichijo.
But
anyway, her character brings up concerns about the relationship that I think are valid. I don't think it's enough to really pull away from it. I don't think they're OTP level at all. I don't think Hero is a strong enough character for me to consider an OTP level ship, but I mean it's Darling in the Franxx. He is her darling, and like they are a couple.
Okay, Nana is going to be a very complicated one because there are two main characters both named Nana. So the girl who's not in a band eventually kind of and you wait for it for a while, eventually kind of falls for like this really sweet guy who's in the other girl's band. But like right before they started dating, she slept with this like total asshole. But then finds out she's pregnant with the asshole's baby. It's a show that's very real, very based in reality, very, you know, in anime a lot of the time you're like, oh hey, yay, so and so ended up with the perfect life and they married the one they wanted to. In this one, those don't happen. It's a very great show. I would recommend it. I guess I'd stick it in D. Actually, maybe even like mid D. We can talk about it later. But it's just the relationships are really real because there's a lot of actual like trauma and compromise and, you know, real adult things that happen.
This art club has a problem. Very funny show. I really enjoyed it. But like it's not even that like there's no progress. It's that like he literally just does not even view her that way.
Oh, I see. Then yeah, I would agree with you.
Feels bad
on that one. All right, let's do Maid-sama. We haven't done that one yet.
Kaichua Maid-sama. Hell yeah.
So good. At least I would put it in Lobby.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's funny, and you know he's a little.
It's not one of those. It's not one of those cases where like the two of them together, like they both like develop a lot as a result of being together.
Yeah, like I would probably put this in like mid B.
www.working. I think that's another show that unfortunately I have to put it in the way I watch that categories. I assume you did not watch it.
No.
It was a really cute show. I remember it being a really cute show and loving every episode that I watched, and it had a lot of relationships going on. I can't remember anything about any of them though.
It happens.
It was a good show though. Yeah, I'm gonna put it at the top of when I watched that. Kids Niver.
I don't know this one. So
sorry everybody, hot garbage.
Care to explain, or are you just putting it in there? That's it.
They had a lot of relationships they were trying to push. I think there was a better one that didn't get as much of a focus. I think the one they focused on with the main MC Kun and blue hair girl, like they tried to establish a history between the two of them via like flashbacks and like establishing, oh hey, there's this whole drama thing that's going on. But you know me, I love ships. I love shipping characters. I love relationships in anime.
Oh, me too. That's like our main reason.
Like,
watching anime is about shipping.
It's freaking great. I did not care about the ship at all. Like I just actively did not care, and it takes a lot for me to say that I did not care about the ship, but I did not care about this ship. Recovery of an MMO junkie. Nope. This one's cute. This one, again, it's another refreshing one where it's like they're adults. Yeah, it's two people who live fairly close to each other, and then don't realize that they met up in an online game, and they meet up in the game, and they fall in love in the game, and have like fun adventures and conversations and whatnot with each other. They talk about their personal lives with each other in the game. And then there's that great moment in real life where you're like, oh shit, you're that character from the game that I play. It hits a little close to home for me for reasons that I won't go into right now. It's like, it's cute. That's pretty much all I have to say about it. It's very cute.
Okay, so
Vampire Knight, hot garbage?
Yeah, hot garbage, absolutely.
All right. Why is it hot garbage, Stacey?
All right, let me tell you, it's hot garbage because, the guy she ends up with, who's the ship throughout the whole thing, is her brother, and everyone's just cool with it.
That's not okay.
Because vampires are perfect and they only produce perfect offspring, there's no such thing as birth defects.
No. Chobits.
I loved Chobits. I would put this in high B, at least. Computers are like people. Like, all computers are like androids. So instead of, like, typing something in, you have, your computer is this android. And usually they're very, like, you know, good-looking women, or sometimes they're, like, little tiny, like, chibi
So he
people.
fell in love with his laptop.
Yes. Spice and Wolf is great because it's, like, 10% folklore, 10% their romance, and 80% medieval economics and trading. I swear to God, I would put them at C. I'm like watching this, I'm like, oh my god, why do I care about the exchange rate of this medieval town and this medieval town? But the show makes you care.
Inferno Cop.
I know how you feel about Inferno Cop.
Obviously, the main ship here is Inferno Cop X Justice. And yeah, I think that is an OTP. I would probably rival that with Takeo and Yamato.
Jesus. Is his romance with Justice?
It is with Justice.
That's the romance. He's in love with Justice, and that's the OTP.
The show is about his endless pursuit of fiery hot justice.
All right.
You
think that rivals Toradora and Yuri on Ice?
Have you seen Inferno Cop?
No.
You do not have the authority to question his love of justice.
All right. That's not my argument here. My argument is not that he does not love justice. That is not what we're doing here.
All right, Stacey.
Obviously, for me, this is OTP. This is higher than everybody else. Obviously, I know you're not going to put it at number 1 because that's just my very biased opinion.
Would you put it above Takeo and Yamato?
100%.
Really?
I would put Toru and Kyo above Takeo and Yamato.
Yeah, I'll put it there just because I know how you feel about Takeo and Yamato. I just share that with you, and the fact that you so nonchalantly are like, absolutely, then yeah, okay, I'll throw it there.
Which is crazy because I do think that Takeo and Yamato are like so cute and sweet, and I love their relationship so much, but Fruits Basket for me and the relationship between the main characters and the romance that ends up happening it's the long con. I mean, it is like these characters go through hell and back.
One of these days, I will watch Fruits Basket and actually get into it. I want to like it. I want to like it so much. Anime award-winning best couple, Over the Moon, Nasa and Tsukasa, married couple, so freaking cute. Yeah, and it's like, oh hey, like you're doing this thing I don't like. We should talk about that. And oh hey, like, you know, my spouse is like doing this thing that it's like self-destructive. They really need to not do that. I'm gonna talk to them about that. But then also just the cute awkwardness and like, oh hey, because like they skipped the dating phase. They went straight into the married phase.
They
so,
just
like,
got married.
Oh yeah, because so yeah, the premise is that like she saves his life, and so he runs after her. Is like, hey, please go out with me. And she's like, alright, but you gotta marry me first.
What?
Yeah, right. It's fucking to the point.
Damn. All right.
There's still a lot of the awkwardness of like a new relationship where it's like, am I allowed to like be in the same room as you as you're changing? You know, oh, can we sleep in the same bed together? That seems like really, really risque. Oh shit.
Would you say that they are? You would
Hold
say
on.
that they are your biggest OTP in all of the romance that is here. Every romance
on.
that is here.
I just had a horrible, horrible thought. I just had a horrible memory. No! No!
Alleged.
What do you mean alleged? How are you allegedly 16? What does that even mean? What does allegedly 16 mean?
Other person.
He's an adult. I'm pretty sure he's an adult.
Okay, it says allegedly, so we don't know. And earlier you said what you don't know, the police can't come for you over.
And you also said that you weren't gonna back me up on that.
Yeah, but then you railroaded me to it. You said I had
He's
to be
18.
I feel like even a 16-year-old and an 18-year-old, it's fine. The fact that they're married is a little questionable, but
You're backing me up on because it does say allegedly 16. It says allegedly 16. Your Honor, she said allegedly 16. God damn it! Awful way to end it.
well, let's go through the list and see if everyone is where we want them to be.
All right, so I think that right there is our finalized list.
Yeah, I agree. People can fight me on any of these. I'll score up.
I'm holding you to that. If people start commenting some fighting words in comments, I'm dragging your ass back in here.
Oh, you think I won't? I absolutely will.
All right, so yeah, I think we're gonna call it there. Stacey, thank you so much for joining. That has been an hour and a half of recording. I'm gonna have a lot of editing to do to get this down to a more palatable size. Thank you everyone so much for watching. As always, a huge shout out to Sam Hall, as well as my other Patreon supporters, of which Stacey is one.
Yes, I am.
If you liked this video and you want to see like more stuff like this, please say so in the comments. I'm more than willing to have more guests on or do more ranking things if people like those. Maybe I'll do shorter ones in the future. And yeah, until next time, I'm CJ Pecor, the Angry Avocado, and I still don't have a sign-off.